When you offered to take a severely ill boy and his grandfather to a healer, you had no idea it wasn't just the ice storm that would put your life in mortal danger. Winterwrath blends dialogue-based RPG elements with a branching story told in the freezing cold. You stand at the edge of the cliff, staring at the frozen white void. Your eyelids are crusted with ice. The path that was supposed to lead you to your destination is buried under heaps of snow. Have I gotten lost? You look for your fellow travelers, but you cannot see them in the snowstorm. Where have they gone? Okay, how do I move? Oh, I just click. There they are. Zarya, by the gods, we thought we'd lost you. But here is still full of strength despite his age. His grim, leathery face usually shows no emotion, but now you can clearly see a deep concern in his features, throwing shade. Come, Saiyan can't go any longer. Rush to their aid. But here's grandson Saiyan is on about to collapse. He is 14 years old, tall and lean, on the cusp between child and man. But the cough that struck him weeks ago never left and sapped his youthful strength. It's how I feel at the moment. Coughing might ring up. Saiyan hardly ate, woke up in a cold sweat at night, and the pain in his chest became unbearable. The folks in the village were at a loss or simply told him to surrender to his fate and hope for improvement. When Saiyan spat up blood, even his grandfather could no longer ignore the illness. Saiyan needed help and he needed it fast. So Bahir asked you for help. Because you know the way to the hut where the healer lives, away from the hustle and bustle of the village. And although the snowstorm would not abate, you set off because time was short. We have to rest. Saiyan is trembling so badly he can barely stand on his feet. Have you found a way? I'm not quite sure. You should actually know for sure. But even the elders have never experienced such a harsh winter, and everything looks so different when covered in snow. You have to get out of the storm and make a fire. Shelter's not far away. Go ahead, we'll follow as fast as we can. Come on, Saiyan, pull yourself together. My feet. The crevice that promises some protection from the icy winds close by at the foot of the mountain. But where is the descent? You set off on your search. This way. I really love the art style. I obviously love these 2D horror games. I think there's an awful lot of good stuff in them. Sometimes simple games can be the best ones. Oh, there's a campsite at last. Here it is. You got here quick. You see, Saiyan, we made it. There's some firewood here too. Thank the gods. Quick, make us a fire. Nailed it. Come on, boy, warm up your feet. It takes the shivering boy a while to take off his stiff boots. His toes are black with frost. When the heat of the flames reaches his feet, you hear Saiyan exhale with relief. There you go, my boy. Silence. For a while, the attention is focused solely on the crackling and flickering flames of the fire. Bahir looks at you. You said it would take us 3 hours to get here. Now we've been on the road all damn day. I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming you. Even I've never seen a snowstorm like this in all my years. You've got guts for offering yourself as a guide. But I put us in danger. You certainly didn't shit yourself like the cowards I thought were men. You did the right thing, no doubt about it. But how much further is it? I'm worried about the boy. Don't worry, we're probably very close by now. Good. But the boy can't take another step today. We'll rest here overnight and continue our march tomorrow. Silence. We can chill by the fire. Saiyan has fallen asleep, but here sits pensively. Your exhaustion is now making itself felt. Just as your eyes are about to close, Bahir whispers, the boy is holding up bravely, but This healer will help him, won't he? Ulugan is his name. Since you've been old enough, you've made your way to his hut every 6 months. You supply him with the few things that the forest cannot provide. Salt, linen, sulfur, oil. You don't know whether Ulugan will be able to save Cyan, but he never turned away from those who asked him for help. He can certainly help. I hope the boy pulls through. If only I'd known the cough would affect this guy so much. I really wouldn't have hesitated so long until... A ghost. What the fuck? Cyan looks into the white veil of snow with wide eyes. Seems as though he's looking directly at someone. What the hell are you talking about? You follow his gaze. A silhouette in the fog. Only to be seen briefly and already gone. It must have been the damn fever, Cyan. Cyan does not avert his gaze. The even whip of hair shakes. Come on, pull yourself together. There's nothing there. Always these spook theories. Stories I can't even read. Always these spook stories. What do you mean? Since he's been ill, the boy keeps talking about these ghosts or spirits or whatever. I can't have that now. We need to rest. Listen, Cyan. You especially. Silence. Maybe he is haunted, he's not actually sick. Maybe that's what's wrong with my lungs. You stare into the diminishing flames. The fire will soon go out. And that too. We won't get through the night without a fire, and it's already getting dark. I'm going to collect wood. No, I'm going. You stay with the boy. I think I'll find a few dry branches back here in the grove. I'll be right back. And he's dead. Cyan wakes up and sits up with great effort. You saw him too, didn't you? Yes. He looked right into me. A gaze of frost and fire at the same time. Strangely enough, you can feel exactly what he means. Cyan looks around tiredly. Where is grandfather? He's collecting more firewood. He must be back soon. They wait in silence, but Bahir doesn't return. You realize that Cyan has something to say and you look at him. I can feel them. The spirits. But grandfather doesn't want to know anything about it. He doesn't believe me and says that I'm embarrassing myself in the village with this nonsense. Do you believe me? Yes. He nods. It seems most people are afraid to talk about spirits. What about you? You think, listen deep inside yourself. It's an old custom to tell myths about ghosts and demons. You should respect them, avoid them, and only sometimes pray for their help. But which of the many rituals are based on faith or are just tradition? You can't answer for yourself either. Although, sometimes you feel something when you're alone, quietly as if someone is walking along a path next to you. But you've never had an apparition like this in the white mist of the storm. And then you remember the story that on freezing cold days, the border between the worlds of humans and spirits is said to be particularly thin. But before you are sure of your answer, another thought catches up with you. Bahir is still not back. What are we going to do? Something must have happened, but you don't want to say that out loud. All that is left of the fire is smouldering glow. I'll go and find them. I'm coming with you. I can hardly stand up. Trying to make sure the embers do not extinguish. Let's follow the footsteps. You can just about make out Bahir's footprints in the snow. You squint your eyes to see them better. Is there a squint button? Oh, Bahir. Bah, where are you? That was really bad, sorry. There's extra footsteps here. The tracks in the snow end, but Bahir is nowhere to be seen. Bahir? Just the howling wind. Or is there something else? Bahir, can you hear me? A startled crow suddenly shrieks out its anger. Then you see the globe in the snow. Bahir must have been here. But where is he? Has he been devoured by the snowstorm? A shudder grips you. It doesn't help to wait, you need firewood. Don't think I can go anywhere. Okay, let's take this. That's all you can carry. Should be enough. Time to make my way back. When you return, the fire has died out. But then you can hardly believe your eyes. You see Bahir sitting next to Sayan. They both remain still. Neither of them seems to notice you. Bahir, I was afraid something bad had happened to you. I thought you wouldn't find your way back to us. Bahir looks up almost amused. The storm can't harm me. Why the hell didn't you light a fire? We don't need that. What do you mean? We'll freeze to death without the fire. I don't mind the cold. What about Sayan? Sayan lies huddled up very weak. He shows no reaction. Only the steam from his quiet little breath tells you he is still alive. You look up here in disbelief and hurry to start the fire. Stop. Bahir, what is... Bahir is gone. His voice is suddenly unrecognisable. It sounds like the crunching of old ice. The wind suddenly quietens, and the ensuing silence materialises. Karachan. I'm impressed you seem to know me. That is rare. The vast majority of people are blind to my form and don't recognise me, even when I drag them into my cold realm. He licks his grey tongue over his chapped bluish lips. Well, I guess you are aware of my intentions then. Come on, speak up, girl. What do you know about me? You are the spirit of frost. He grins mockingly. Don't you think that's a bit of an understatement? I'll tell you something. My favourite game is to drive winter across the land with merciless harshness. And do you know why? To feast on the frozen? He nods with satisfaction. That's right. I feed on the souls of those who perish in the frost. The weak, the careless, and even the fools who think they are well enough to prepare for my icy cold. I cling to their bodies, break them down with my frost, and wipe them from the face of the earth. Is that not an honourable task? Ooh. What should I do? Okay, so I can't. Let's question him. So why do you deceive people to lead them astray and out in the cold? He frowns. It seems you're wiser than you look, human girl. I'll put you to the test. He savours the break with relish. This time I'll let you choose my victim. Your throat goes dry. Now tell me, girl, despite your compassion, do you see yourself able to face this test? Ooh. Try to buy some time. You seem to hate people, yet they hold you in great respect. We honour even the harshest winters, as an inevitable part of the cycle of the seasons. So why your wrath? Karachan searches for an answer for a split second. You glance at the hearth and see very small, a smouldering spark. Wait for his answer. I hold no grudge. I find pleasure in watching the decay, like this dying ember in the fire. No, you can't avoid choosing my sacrifice. So be it then. I choose my victim. Ooh, what should I do? Maybe I should choose Bahir, because he's the grandfather. His time's nearly done. Sayan, we're trying to help. He laughs with malice. Bahir is of no value to me. I snatched his soul long ago. His dead shell only served me as a convenient vessel. No, I will let you choose a sacrifice that shows me true respect. Oh. I don't know what to do. If I choose me, he's gonna die anyway in the cold. Fuck, I'll choose myself. You are gripped with a fiery determination. You follow your intuition. Without hesitation, you stretch out your hand and press it into Carrigan's chest. An icy cold stabbing pain runs through your body, but for a brief moment you warm the frozen heart of the spirit. Can you feel it? Carrigan backs away and stares at you in disbelief. My fire hasn't gone yet. There is a spark of hope even in this dark place, and a place of fate cannot be bleak. You are not bound to demand a sacrifice. Set us free. Carrigan suddenly slumps away, perilously. His fearsome figure turns into a pale shell. Gust of wind, then silence. That's my girl! Cyan starts to move and looks up at you, but his lifeless body is already covered in hoarfrost. A deep sadness takes hold of you, but you wipe it away before you can take full possession of you. You gather yourself. The morning is already dawned, and you still have a long walk ahead of you. End. Wow, the glimpse of an RPG I want to develop. If it finds enough interest and support, I've already gathered ideas, designed characters, and worked on the rest. If you're curious about this project, please subscribe to my mailing list. Absolutely, I will. I loved that. That was absolutely brilliant. It's a nearly 20-minute game, really short game. Absolutely flew by. I thought it was like 5 or 6 minutes until I checked the recording there. I really enjoyed the story. I think it's really well balanced, well set up. Good lead up to that introduction of Karu-chan. I like that it's kind of turn-based. I haven't done all the different possibilities in it, obviously, but I like the fact that you have the opportunity to pick different options. Maybe there's a couple of different endings to this. As I showed at the end, the developer wants to turn this into a proper RPG, so obviously download it, show your support. I'll leave a link in the description below. I think this should be developed into something big. The developer is very talented. Really enjoyed this one. But let me know what you thought in the comments down below. If you'd like to leave a like, also leave a comment if there's any other games you'd like to see me play on the channel. Loads of good uploads coming your way soon. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye for now.